Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. My name's Amanda and today I am going to show you how I make chicken and broccoli in my Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker Pro. And if you don't have one, you can use any other type of slow cooker because we're doing a slow cooked setting. And I really like this one because it's simple, it's easy, especially if you want those nights for like a Chinese night. This is perfect and delicious. So let me show you how I make it because it's so simple. Let's get started. In this recipe, I am using my Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker Pro. You can always use just a regular slow cooker. We're going to use 4 cloves of garlic. I am using homemade chicken stock, 3 boneless chicken breasts, gluten-free soy sauce. I'd love to get this one from Walmart. It's a great price there. Honey. I get this one from Costco. Extra virgin sesame oil. This one I get from Walmart. Cornstarch. Onion powder, and some broccoli florets. I like to get these from Aldi's because these ones do not have any wheat in them for their ingredients. I mean, it's broccoli. Who would think that there would be wheat in broccoli? Just plain broccoli. But Walmart's Great Value brand for their broccoli, it does have wheat in it, so be very careful. So let's go ahead and get started because we're going to start by cutting our 3 boneless chicken breasts up into bite-sized pieces. So what I like to do is remove any fat that I can that's possible. And then I take the chicken and I cut it down the middle so that way it makes it thinner. And I can really stretch this for my family of 5. It's me, my husband, and my 3 kids who are 9, 6, and 2. So I am portioning it out, like cutting it for what's really easy for children to eat, because I don't know about you, but when you get to the dining room table, sometimes it's just a lot easier when you have things already pre-cut for them. So when I make this chicken and broccoli slow cooked meal, I love to cut my chicken up, and it makes it so delicious and just so tender and juicy for the chicken. And so once we have it cut down the center, then we're going to go ahead and cut them into bite sizes. Now you don't have to cut them up into bite size. You can literally take all 3 boneless, skinless chicken breasts and put them into your slow cooker as is. But for me, I love doing it this way. I've made this a lot and it really is nice and tender doing it this way. And it's delicious and mouth-watering because the chicken is just so juicy. Trust me, it's delicious this way. Once we have all our chicken cut up, we're just going to set it to the side and we're going to go ahead and start on the next step. Now you're going to need 4 cloves of garlic. If you don't have cloves of garlic, like whole ones, you can just use minced garlic, the one that's already in the refrigerator. That works perfectly fine. You can substitute 1 clove of fresh garlic for a ½ teaspoon of minced garlic. And I am just slicing up my cloves of garlic. Now go ahead and add your sliced up garlic into your slow cooker. Add 1½ cups of chicken broth or chicken stock. I make my chicken stock homemade, and I can link that in the description box down below of how I do that. Now I'm going to add 2/3 cups of gluten-free soy sauce. If you're not gluten-free, you can just use regular soy sauce. I am doubling this recipe because I like more liquid when I make this, and it works out perfect, especially adding it over white rice. It's delicious. Add 6 tablespoons of sesame oil. I will put the recipe in the description box down below so you can check that out, and I will put down all the ingredients I used in this as well. Add 8 tablespoons of honey. Because I just did the sesame oil before doing the honey will glide nicely out. If I didn't do that, then I would spray it with some nonstick spray. It's a little trick that really helps to get the honey to glide right out of the measuring cups or measuring spoons. It really does help. So I am kind of eyeing it out because some of these are kind of really globbing over it. So use your best judgment, but I did roughly around 8 tablespoons of honey for this recipe. And last, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of onion powder. If you are allergic to gluten or wheat, definitely check your ingredients for spices because it really can be hidden in those ingredients. So definitely double check. Now we're going to mix those all together until they are all nicely incorporated. And you want to make sure that you really mix well because that honey is really globbed in one area, especially for me right now. So definitely make sure you do mix it very well. Also, I am using a silicone spatula to mix this so that way I don't scrape up the inside of the Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker Pro. Now that it is nicely mixed, we're going to go ahead and add in our chicken. Slowly add it in so it doesn't splat everywhere. And then go ahead and give it a good mix so that way the chicken is nicely coated into the sauce. We will add the cornstarch when this is done so that way we can thicken the sauce. And I will also show you how I heat up and do the broccoli for this recipe as well too, once it's close to being done. Now that we have all those ingredients in, we can go ahead and put our lid on. We're going to turn our Ninja on. We're going to put it on low. We're going to keep it on the slow cooking setting, and we're going to put it for 6 hours and hit start. While it's still cooking, I like to go ahead and get some of the stuff done that I'm going to need for later on. I definitely want to have some jasmine rice, so I went ahead and got that done. So that way, that really saves a lot of time later on for me when I'm in the kitchen and getting dinner ready, like plating it and all that. And I'm also making some raspberry jello for the kids to have for dessert tonight. So that would be a fun little treat for them. The jasmine rice I like to get from Costco, and I buy a big bag of it. I want to say it's 25 pounds, and the last time I got it, I think it was like $17.99 for it. And that lasts us for a good 6 months. We have 47 minutes left on the Ninja. I know it's done. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and add the cornstarch into it. And I'm going to show you how easy and simple this is, especially if you have a Ninja. Here's the cornstarch I'm using. We're going to take 4 tablespoons of it, but what we're going to do first is we're going to scoop out some of this yummy sauce from the Ninja and put it into a cup. I really love the ladle that came with the Ninja. What's also nice about it too is it has like this little rest spot on the stem part, so you can literally like hook it onto your Ninja. It's so ideal. So we're going to scoop probably about a good 1/4 of a cup of the sauce. And now we're going to add in 4 tablespoons of the cornstarch. Now take a fork and really mix it well. You don't want to have any of the clumps of the cornstarch. You want to make sure here is where it's nice and smooth, because when you add it into your slow cooker, it's going to make a huge difference. So definitely make sure that it is nice and smooth and lump free before pouring it into the larger amount of the liquid. This really helps with the consistency of this when you add the cornstarch into it. I will explain both between using the Ninja with heating this up with the cornstarch and a slow cooker with heating it up. Now, if you had a slow cooker, not a Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker Pro, just a regular slow cooker, what you are going to want to do is do what we just did here and then put your lid on and let it cook for 30 minutes. Now, you can also add in the broccoli at that point too and let it cook the broccoli as well for those last 30 minutes. So with the Ninja, here's where it's fun to thicken up the sauce with the cornstarch. We're going to turn it off. We're going to put it on the sear saute. We're going to put it on high. We're going to hit start. Leave it there. It's going to go fast. It's going to start bubbling fast. So keep an eye on it. While we are waiting for it to start bubbling so we can stir it, I'm going to go ahead and start getting my broccoli heated up in my microwave. You can either heat it up directly into the slow cooker, but because I have a Ninja, this makes it fun to where I can really thicken the sauce by just heating it up with the sear saute and thickening it up. So I'm going to go ahead and get all my other stuff ready while it is still heating up in the Ninja, because you can see on the dial back there, it still doesn't say add food, when you are doing the sear saute setting. So right now I am making some spring rolls for my family. I can't eat them because I'm gluten-free, but I love getting them from Costco, especially when they're on sale. I'm going to get this gigantic box for like $6 or $7, and my kids love them. So when I make Chinese food, this is a big hit for them. I did check on my Ninja. It is still warming up. It's not bubbling yet, but when you do see it bubbling, definitely stir it. You don't want to burn the sauce. So definitely monitor it as best as possible. It is now finally bubbling. So now you want to just turn it off. We're going to turn it back to the slow cooker setting on low and hit start because we want it to still cook. But right now it's so nice and hot. We don't want to overcook it as well. So this is perfect. Now just keep monitoring it and stirring it. And this gives me time also to get everything else ready. But this will help thicken that sauce. And you can still see that it's bubbling. I mean, you went literally from the sear to saute setting on high back to the low setting for slow cooker, which is dropping the temperature in a slow pace. So this is perfect. So I'm going to put the lid back on it as well. so it will be nice and thick to how I want it to be. And it gives me more time to get everything else ready. I love getting the sweet and sour sauce from Aldi's, and it's gluten-free. So, this is fun where you can make it to whatever flavors you want to add to your dish as well. My husband loves this one. And the kids like this one too for the spring rolls. And then the little packets came with the spring rolls as well. And this worked out great that I already made the rice. So I'm going to start heating the rice up and getting the broccoli going and getting everything plated at the dining room table. Also for the recipe, you can add some hot sauce to it too if you want a little heat to it as well. So if you like a lot of heat, my husband loves heat. So, it's your personal preference on that. I don't add any hot sauce to mine because I'm making for a family and my kids would definitely not eat it then, but they do love when I make this, and it is so easy and ideal. Especially if you want a Chinese night and you get stuff to go, that can really add up fast. I mean, it really can add up fast for a family of 5. So this is amazing to where I can make it at home and everyone really loves it and enjoys it too. Still check on the Ninja periodically because you want to make sure that it's not sticking to the bottom and that it is getting to the consistency that you want it to be for how thick you want the sauce. If you want it a little bit thicker, you can add another thing of cornstarch, like another tablespoon. Definitely repeat the steps of taking from the Ninja, the liquid, and mixing it and then re-add it. Just repeat that step. But for me, this works out perfect and it's really great. I really do love how, doubling the liquid portion in this really helps because when you add the white rice and everything else, the white rice soaks it up and it's so delicious. But it is so delicious. It's amazing. I love how easy this recipe is and I love how affordable it is too. And it's just so ideal. Now that I got everything done, the spring rolls are done, the broccoli's done being heated up, the rice is done being heated up, everything looks great, it smells amazing, and now the Ninja is done too. So now I can go ahead and start plating everything up. And it smells amazing right now. I really love this recipe a lot. I've made it many times and my family always enjoys it. And now that everything's ready, I can go ahead and start plating everyone's plates up. My kids are going to get the smaller plates. And the nice thing too about the Ninja is it's still so nice and warm even when you turn it off. So if anyone wants more, they can get more and it's still nice and warm. It's just perfect. The sauce turned out perfect. I loved how thick it was. It was just the right consistency that I like it to be. Not too thick, but not too thin. It was just right where I wanted it to be. So definitely monitor it, of how you want the consistency to be for your sauce, but it was perfect. I really love this meal. I love how easy it is to make. It's very simple, but it makes it fun cooking it in the Ninja because you have that option at the end to really heat the sauce up in it and really thicken it. It's beautiful and perfect. I mean, look how delicious that looks. Everyone loved it and was so happy with it. And there were leftovers, so it was perfect. So I don't have to cook the next night, which is so amazing. And all I have to do is pull everything back out of the refrigerator and heat it up, and it makes it that simple for me. But it was delicious. It was so full of flavor. The chicken was so nice, tender, and juicy, and everyone loved it. I mean, it was so delicious. I really love this one a lot because I make it a lot, and everyone does really enjoy it, and it's easy. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed what I made. I hope you try it out because it is really delicious. But thanks again, and I hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks. Take care. Bye.